started smoking. You know how you experiment with cigarettes, you know, as a teenager? I wish I could talk to every teenager in America and talk to them about how much different your life is and how much better it is when you're not a smoker. Well, anyway, so 1 hour a day. That's what you need to get in. If you can only get it in 2 minutes at a time, then you'll have to do this 30 times a day. Okay? So that's the way it's got to be. And aim for 7 days a week, because you're going to get 4 or 5 out of that, and that's what you have to have. Okay, number 2, 20 to 40 grams of fat per day. When we were driving up here, my son Mark, bring your cheese crackers up here. He was in the back seat eating cheese crackers. I try not to buy too much junk food like this, but I do buy for the kids occasionally. Okay, Mark. Now, Mark is, turn around. He's 9 years old. He's almost 10. And he knows how to read a nutrition label. So tell the class what you read on the label in the car test.
I read that the serving size was 29 crackers and the total fat was 3 grams. Then I told my mom that it was 4 grams of protein, and I said that was, there's more protein than fat. And the calories, there's 130, and you could eat a few of these and that would still be good.
Okay, so he's 9 years old. He knows how to read, he knows how to find fat, protein, total calories, and serving size on a nutrition label. Those are the things that we need. Thank you, Mark. Good job. And so, and by the way, fat is divided out on protein labels. It'll be divided out now into saturated fats and now trans fats. So you're looking for just total fat. So 20 to 40. You want to try to stay in the 20s. The American Heart Association rule says no more than 25% of your calories per day should come from fat. Out of that 25%, at least half of it should be good fat, preferably all of it, but that's not going to happen. At least half. And so, what are your good fats? Olives. Like, I put 3 black olives on my salad every day. Walnuts, flaxseed, salmon, the omega-3s, the fatty fishes, salmon, mackerel. Okay, so those are your good fats. And so we need at least more than half. So 20 to 40 grams for a woman. This is for women right here, this chart, because I made this for Sue. And so that's going to be no more than 25% of your total calories per day. So I put it in grams for you. So that's also the heart healthy diet according to the American Heart Association. If you can stay in the 20s, that weight will drop off like crazy, okay? If I eat more than 40 grams of fat a day, my weight goes like this. I've done it, okay? All right, next, 60 to 100 grams of protein per day. No exceptions. So 40 grams is just for existence. And then we eat more than that so that we can exist plus move, plus do our exercise. Take your grandkids out to the park or whatever, whatever you need to do. And number 4, 1,100 to 1,500 calories a day. Now this is really just you could basically pick numbers out of the air as far as calories per day for any person, because we don't know. It depends on how much you sit around, okay? You know, you're talking about being retired. Let me tell you something. I can't spend too much time at home. And as a result, my house is kind of messy. But when I'm at home too much, I eat. I just know I do. It's better for me to be busy. It's better for me to be out and about and doing things. And so, if you're sitting around a lot, if you sit at a job all day, if you're not active, if you just don't have a good metabolism, weren't born with a good metabolism, if you're short, okay, also, these people that are, I have a friend named Kyoko, and she's about 4'11" or 5 feet tall. You know, she's no bigger than Mark. She's about Mark's size, you know, and she's always fighting her weight. She's over 50, you know, and I said, you know, and I just look at her and I just have pity. you know, and I just say, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you're short, because it makes it so much harder, you know, and she knows it. She's half Japanese, by the way, and one of her parents is full-blood Japanese. No, both of her parents are. Yeah, both of her parents are full-blood. So she's just a tiny little thing. What do? You can't eat as much. You just can't. Okay, and so that number is going to be different with everybody. You know, and don't eat, because I put 1,100 to 1,500, don't eat 1,100 every day. Okay? You need to have days where you eat 1,500, days when you eat 1,700. You might have a day when you eat 800. That's okay. Just one day. You don't stay there. Question?
So is that why the Chinese people are so little? Cause
I think it's just in their genes, but they're generally not even just little, they're also skinny.
Yeah, you know.
So, and you know why they have less heart disease over there? Because they eat a lot of fish. So they have high protein diets. And so that's actually healthy for them. Okay, and then number 5, on your starches, on your carbs, 100% whole wheat. My mom just called me a couple months ago and she said, what do you think about this bread that has the little pieces of oatmeal on the top? Is it, okay, I said, does it say on the bag 100%? She says, well, it says wheat bread. No. It has to say, according to the guidelines of how they label this food, it has to say 100% whole wheat. That's the only one you buy. In the old Weight Watchers days, they would, I think they still sell these very thinly sliced breads, and they say only 40 calories per slice, you know, and so that's what we buy. And also, to make that bread 40 calories a slice, they pump a bunch of air into the dough, you know, to make it look like a loaf of bread, but it's really got a bunch of air pockets in it. It's like nothing food, you know, it's not enough food. And so I've learned now at the health food store that when you go buy a loaf of bread, you have all of these. We had bread stores in Florida called, can't remember the name, and they had like 20 different kinds of bread. You go pick up the heaviest loaf of bread. That's the one you want. That's the one you want. That's the one that has the most fiber, and it's going to fill you up the most. You won't eat 4 pieces of that bread. You won't. Oh, I could eat 4 pieces of those 40-calorie ones. Yeah, I'd eat 2, and then I'd want 2 more. Well, that's because it wasn't hardly any food. Okay, so we're going to have 100% whole wheat. So when you buy your pasta, it won't say 100% on pasta, but you'll buy the whole wheat pasta rather than the regular. On crackers, it won't say 100%. I guess they can't make them that way. But you'll buy the whole grain crackers. So whole grain on everything, 100% on your breads. Everything has to have fiber on your starches, okay? And I don't even eat a lot of bread. How many of you eat a sandwich every day? Does anybody? Okay. My kids are raising their hands. I don't. I ate a sandwich yesterday, and I don't think I've had one for 2 weeks. Sandwiches are fine, though. So you can make sandwiches really healthy. Put some spinach on there and some chicken, some mustard or tomatoes or cucumbers or whatever. Okay, so I just don't eat a lot of bread, but if you do, that's what you want. Okay, number 6. Every time you eat, no more than 1 serving of carbs. You've got to spread those carbs out through the day. You can't have, like Sue had, 3 servings of carbs for 1 meal. We went out to eat at Texas Roadhouse. Do you guys like their rolls? And I always would eat 2 or 3 servings of bread with dinner in the past. And so now I really have it.